I have a bit of a confession to make with this playthrough that we're doing of Transport Fever 2. I'm getting a bit lost. I've been doing this for 8 episodes now. We've only just got to 1885 because of the silly decision I made at the start to use the slower date speed, which I'm now regretting because I'm getting a little bit sick of the clippity-cloppity horses and I want some internal combustion. I need that in my life. But we are close to the period when they come in. In fact, we do have some steam engine vehicles in our road only challenge. For those who don't know, you can check the playlist out on this, but we are getting to $1 billion with using road only vehicles in Transport Fever 2, which is a game about boats, about planes, and about, importantly, trains. But we're not using those in this playthrough. We're just using the road vehicles, and we're in hard mode. We've got a very big map here with lots of things going on. We actually have hundreds and hundreds of vehicles all over the map that you can see running around delivering goods, but it's all feeling a bit disparate, a bit separate, and I don't really feel like I've got everything connected together yet. We have a nice north-south thing going on where we've got a central cargo hub here, which is a bit of a mess, and I'm learning things all the time about how to do this better, so we will change some of that. And we are delivering goods north, south, east, west from there. We've got a couple of big towns, being Chertsey down here, and we've got a couple of big towns up at the top, which are High Wycombe and Market Bosworth. But I'm feeling a bit lost. I've been making lines on here where I've just been making lines to make a bit of profit, to make a bit of money, but we are starting to make a decent amount of money, and if we look at our earnings, we are starting to make some serious cash in the game, other than the investments in new vehicles and new roads that we are making. However, I do now want to do something a bit more focused, because otherwise I'm just going to lose all hope of ever progressing in this challenge. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the date speed, because I think we need to go a little bit faster. I'll be honest, I do like the clippity-cloppity horses, but they're getting on my nerves a bit. The other thing we need to do is, I think we need to focus on the industries a bit more, but rather than just connect some random industries here and there, what I'm thinking we do is we take the industries panel here and we focus on each product individually. So looking down here, we can see all the different products that we have available on the map. There's a lot of bread, there's a lot of iron ore, there's a lot of coal. So I'm not going to do that because I don't think we're able to do that really quickly, but what I'm thinking is we've got a small amount of brick construction here, and let's have a look at stone. Where's stone? We've also only got 4. So what I'm thinking is, if we focus on this episode to connect our stone into our brick construction plants, and then connect those brick construction plants into our cargo hubs, which we have now dotted around, they're going to really fill up the network and make us make some more money. So that is the strategy we're going to go for in this playthrough, this episode in particular. And we are already doing this at a couple of places. So what I'm going to do is we're going to select somewhere that we've not done before. So we've got this quarry here, Harworth and Burcoats, in an area of the map we have barely touched so far. Harworth and Burcoats also requires the stone, but we do want to get that into our cargo hub and get it delivered out. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to connect these two together and start constructing some bricks. So we'll build a road depot, and I'm going to keep, now we've got the money to, I'm going to keep to 2 platforms, because it's actually, when we have the amount of vehicles we need in this time to get through, it's usually have 2 platforms where they can pick up and drop off from. So we have that road depot there. It's a pretty straight road through to here, and we'll drop another depot off there. We don't have a vehicle depot in the area, so I'm going to put one near-ish that we could potentially use later, although it's a bit of a long road round to Harworth because of this mountain. So I think I'll just drop it somewhere where it's nice and cheap. That'll do. And we'll start to buy some vehicles. So cargo vehicles, we're still on horse and cart. For stone and brick, we can actually use this open one, which we'll do for purely aesthetic purposes. There are no benefits to doing that. Let's start with 10, set them on this line. And the other thing I'm going to start doing is giving my lines the moniker F for freight at the start, because we get so many lines here, it's actually starting to get quite difficult to manage them all. And this is going to be our Harworth stone line, and I'm going to change the color to a kind of gray for stone so I can see that. I'm going to start to be more organized. That's my plan going forward, to get through this playthrough. We're going to be more organized. So we have that line set up. We have the vehicles on their way, costing me money already. But they are on their way to go pick up some stone, and we should now see stone start to build up at our Harworth Stone. And you can see the shipment, the demand for there is the 100, because we have 100 being able to be produced currently at this level 1 brick construction plant. So what's our line rate, and can we get to 100? So with the 10 vehicles, actually we're already at 51. So if I just double, and if I can afford it. Oh, where's all my money gone? Try again. How much is it going to cost me? Okay, we'll try 8. And that we have got there with the 8. And our rate is 91. Let's try one more. 96. Come on, we want to get to 100. Okay, 101. Perfect. Nearly perfect. Okay, so we've got 101 rate on that line. We have our 19 vehicles going to deliver our stone from there. So where else do we have stone being dropped off? What we'll do is we'll collect all the stone up, we'll get that being produced, and then we'll focus on moving the bricks down towards the consumers. So if we have a look back at the industries again, where else have we sort of done the stone? So we've got 100 there. We're already doing Market Bosworth. Wolverton and Greenlays is not quite, the shipment demand is not that high yet. So where are your consumers? The consumers for this one there is only, why is that shipment so low? Where's your suppliers? So this one has been supplied all the way from Market Bosworth, which I just feel is inefficient. So how is that happening? Who's taking that? Wolverton Bricks. Okay, so Wolverton Bricks line. We have picking up stone, dropping it off there. It's 1-to-1, so we shouldn't really need to pick up stone from anywhere else. So what I'm thinking is we need to manage this line first of all. And when it comes to this cargo hub, I don't want it to, I'm saying don't unload stone. But I also don't want you to load stone here. In fact, what I want you to do is I want you to unload just bricks. When you get there, all I want them to do is unload the bricks, because I don't want them to do anything else. Equally here, let's have a look. Let's make this really fine-tuned. So the first station, we're going to load the stone. We're not going to unload anything. And I keep clicking that off. That's silly. And when we go here, we are going to load bricks, and we are going to unload stone. That makes sense. So that should start to reduce the supply coming from this Market Bosworth quarry, because we don't really want to, although obviously we make money whatever we do if we transport it all that way, even though it seems a bit inefficient to transport it across the map when there's a stone quarry right next to it. I want to control that, and you can see the shipments already going up. What is the line rate on this line? What did we say? It's currently only 25. That seems really small. These little carts have been going along for 52 years. That's how long we've been playing this game. Oh man. I mean, it's okay. We were 36 in-game years, but we're playing with a half a date speed, so they've really aged. So our supplies now, it should start to move towards Wolverton and Greenlays, but we only have this rate of 25 coming from here. And how many vehicles do we have on there? We have 10 vehicles currently, so we're going to need 4 times that. So I can afford to copy once. I can afford to, in fact, they're the old type. Let's replace them all. Let's see what that does to the rate. So again, we're just doing bricks. Oh, it's going to cost me 400,000. 400,000 to do that. Do we have any bank left? We do. Let's pause it before someone else takes my money. Okay. All right. Calm down. Okay. Let's replace these vehicles with these bad boys, which are a bit faster. And that's going to get a rate to 67, which is a nice improvement. And this is a profitable line, so I do want to lean into it a bit. So I'm going to press play again. We've got 20 vehicles. If I go to 30, I think that should get us to the magic number 100. So we've added another 10, and we're at 101 again. There's a bit of a pattern developing for this line. So that is good, because we're going to start to get more of those there. And let's just check. that we have our vehicles and we want to manage the line. Let's just make sure they're using both the platforms here at number 2. That's good because there's a lot of vehicles coming in now. Make sure they're using, we've only got the one platform here and it's just a little one, so I might extend that a bit, give a bit more space for the vehicles to come along. And we will also manage this line to use both sides of there. This is number 1, so we'll stick that on and we can hopefully see some improvement there. When they come through to here, they're going to this last one, which we've got quite a few coming here. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. We've got a rate of 100. Oh, dropped. We've dropped 1. Who's dropped a stone? But that should see this increase now, and it should be producing 100 and it should be taking 100 from there. And consumers wise, Market Bosworth needs it, and hopefully it will find its way into the network, although we have not yet this year transported any. Our transport percentage is at 0, so that's 2 of those done. And that's good because it's also got the bricks already connected up. Where are we going with the last one that we have not yet sorted? So we've got this Swanscombe and Greenhithe, Swanscombe we'll call it, which has nothing connected to it, but we have a nice little brick plant here nearby that we can connect into. So same pattern as we did in the last one we set up. Now we need to make sure that the factory is white, and we're going to connect it into here, which is also white. Do we have a road depot nearby? No, we don't. So we need a road depot, and we'll put one here because we can use it for Swanscombe. You're welcome, people of Swanscombe. And we'll connect in our new line. I might make this a little bit more efficient. We've got a nice route for a triangle here, so we're going to stick a triangle curved line. I do like the look of that actually. That's not too bad. We'll stick that on there, and the vehicles will have a nice smoother route. So we need our vehicles, and we'll start off with our customary 10. 300,000, just afforded it, and you're going to go from there to there. I'm going to give you the name F, and you're going to be our Swanscombe. Got to make sure I spell that right. Swanscombe stone, and you're going to take those between there. Change the colour to grey, which is pretty bad because I can't really see what I'm looking at, but we know we'll use the grey. It's the colour of stone. And our little vehicles are trundling along out of the road depot, which is good. So we have that connected now. We have all 4 with shipment of 100. Transport is low, so let's just check through this Market Bosworth. I'm pleased that Market Bosworth now has got shipment up there because it's telling me that the consumers are just the nearby brick factory, and we're not getting any kind of craziness here. We have a lot of vehicles queuing up at this depot, so I might extend this one as well on both sides, and then make sure that the vehicles can use both sides also. So I'll manage the line. We're at number 1. We'll do that, and while we're here, this is our Market Bosworth bricks. Okay, and we'll do that. This feels like a stone line. I'm going to rename this F Market Bosworth stone. Okay, oh, stone, and we'll change the color to grey. So we've got grey in. We can use both sides of that platform. We've got a bit of a cargo hub going on here. Maybe that's not such a good idea, but it does mean that we are getting bricks produced here, which then are being taken into Market Bosworth proper. We've got a rate of 59 on this line, so that's not doing too bad. And we do just have the one line here going back and forth between there. It's just got the stone, and then we've got quite a lot waiting to go to High Wycombe and Market Bosworth. High Wycombe, they're going around this way. We might be able to cut some of that journey time off by doing that. And you can see they're really queuing up waiting to get into here. So we might need to extend this cargo hub while we are here. So let's do that. Let's add in some more platforms with quite a few lines through here. And then what I'll do is I'm going to add in a... I'll do it on here at the back. And we can cut through right over towards High Wycombe using that entrance there. So we'll go... I'd like to curve, please. Not that much, just like a little bit. Nice curve, and then we'll head straight over to this spot here and connect in. So that should reduce the journey time. And if we look at the lines now, so High Wycombe goods is coming in there and going straight out. I do like that, making good use of that platform. We've got a rate of 5 on here, and the vehicles are of the old type, so we can replace those for the new type, increase that to a whopping 7. And we may need to duplicate those vehicles as well, because we've got quite a lot waiting to go that direction. In terms of terminals now, High Wycombe goods is on there. Barrow and Furnace goods could go to Terminal 4. Market Bosworth West can go to Terminal 3. So we've still got 2 there and 2 there. So we need 2 more platforms to separate all the goods onto separate lines. So let's do that. And we'll keep putting them on this side, because they like to come and unload and load on the right, which is something I've learned. So they'll come in here, drop off here, and then they'll come around the back and go out that way, unless of course they're going the north way, in which case they'll come along the back and turn right and off they go. So we can put let's put Barrow and Furnace actually on 5. Market Bosworth Stone can go on 4, and Market Bosworth goods can go on 6. So now we have 6 separate lines, and they can all start to work their way in there, which should make a good deal of difference to the throughput of this cargo hub. So we're now up to 34 production there. We have the shipment being met, and the line rate is 57 for this one. So we need to increase that as well. So we'll go through, well, 57 means we've probably got 10 vehicles. Let's try 8 if we can afford 8. And we can. That is 103. It's 103. That's a good guess. So we should now start to get the maximum production from this brick factory. Should start to go up. Okay, so looking down at the brick factories in our industry list, where do we go? So production wise, this one is still not producing anything. Has it received any materials? So where are our little guys? So there they are, taking the 5 stone. Someone just dropped some off? No, you've just done an empty trip. No, great. So where's the first one that's going to come in and give us some actual stone? Oh, we have to go basically all the way back. They must have really all gone the wrong way, which if you watch this series so far, you know, they seem to do that to me. I don't really know why, but they do like to do that to me. So that's good. I think we will get there. The line set up, the rate is... It's dropped to 64. Did we set that up to 64? I don't know. It feels like we did more. Oh, I don't know. Let's manage the vehicles. We only got 10. Oh, maybe we didn't. Okay. 64 is about 2/3. So I think we'll need another 6. We'll do 5 and see what we get to with the 5. So that gets to 95. And then we'll just do one more to get to 101. So that should start to increase the amount of stone being produced at there. So we'll run this a bit faster for a minute. Okay, so we've fast forwarded a little bit and we've had a few little drop-offs, and we can see now, which is really pleasing, that our production at all of our brick factories is now a nice even 100, except for this one at Market Bosworth. So let's deep dive into that a little bit. So we've got a production of 87, which is pretty good, and we're shipping from there, but it looks like we're not quite getting all that into there. So if we have a look at the stone, and oh, we still have a rate of 56. Did we not fix that? Where did those vehicles go? I feel like we added more vehicles and we've got a less rate there. I don't know what's going on there. They're not stuck there. They're a bit of a traffic jam here. And these are our stone lines indeed. So are they waiting for something? Let's have a look at this line. Manage the line. They're not waiting for anything in particular. They are just waiting there, and that is causing some blockage. Just 57. What we may have to do with this particular line is allow it to, when it gets to here, to use some more platforms. So we'll try and distribute some of that out. Let's see if they do that when I speed this up a bit. If he goes, is there a minimum waiting time on there? Minimum stop time 0. Load if available. So off you go. So these should start distributing now around, which they have done, and hopefully there we go, back to 103. So I don't think we need to add any vehicles there. We just need to make sure we don't get all this traffic. So they are doing that. Oh, look at that nice synchronized bit of cartage going on. But they are all on the road again. We're at 100, so we should now start to get 100 as our production. Our demand from our consumers is higher. Is at 87 currently, so I think it could go higher. We shall see with the production increasing. That would be nice. And that looks like we've cracked that. So we've got the production up and we're going up. Production's increasing at Market Bosworth Brick Factory, but our shipment is not 100 or all of them. So if we, let's say that again. We need to go to the bricks. Yeah, the bricks. So our shipment is 100 at Wolverton. Our demand, shipment should be called demand. Our shipment is 87 at Market Bosworth. So that's not quite there, but I think that might grow as the production increases, but we'll see. Swanscombe we've not connected, and Harworth we've not connected. So let's go to Harworth again first, which we are producing the full 100. And we need to connect it in to places that will demand the bricks we have. So at the moment that does work because Stockton and Harworth, both between them, require more than what this factory can currently produce. So maybe we just connect them in directly, although I would like to have some sort of cargo hub which can start to take them, but we are far away from our cargo hub. It would seem silly to take the bricks all the way over here just to bring them back to these two towns, which we need them. So I think maybe what we need to do in this instance is we need a line which is going to take our bricks to here, a line which is going to take our bricks to there. And what we'll do, because they both require tools as well, and we've got a potential for tools to come from that direction across the map, or there's tools up here. I think what we'll probably do in this instance is we'll connect in a cargo hub. I'm going to take tools that way. Yeah, I think we're just going to take the bricks directly. It would just be superfluous to take them all the way in to take them out again. I know we're trying to get to $1 billion, but I don't want to be absolutely ridiculous about it. I think what we're going to do is we're going to add some platforms in here. One to go over to one town, and one to go over to the other, Harworth and Stockton. So we'll add those two platforms in, and we'll do Stockton first because I think that's going to be the easiest one. So if we build we already have, in fact, a goods line. So that is coming from Berkhamsted, where bricks are already on the way. Maybe we need a Stockton cargo depot that's going to take that, because that would take, if we connect in the industries here, they're going to start to feed their way back into the network if we do that. And we have at last a vehicle, a combustion vehicle that can do cargo, which is what I have been waiting for. So let's set up this new cargo line with the new vehicle type. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this line across here, I think, the straight line across, and we're going to put a cargo depot on the outside of town to bring it into town, and we can then go from there to anywhere else that needs it. But also, if we start to produce steel and goods in this area, planks that we might want to, especially refined oil, fuel going in here, we'll bring that into the network. We can just connect it up to Berkhamsted branch, and it's going to start to do that. So let us commence this plan. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the road depot, and we're going to start with the maximum number of platforms for a stupendous amount of money, but we're doing okay for money since we waited for the bricks to come through. I'm going to rotate it this. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? I'm going to say, actually, we're going to try it this way. So the vehicles like to load on the right. So if they come in this direction, they're going to go to the right. So let's find somewhere cheap to put it. We'll pop it there. Straight away, though, we're going to configure this. I'm going to stick 6 platforms in. I think that's a healthy amount to start with. 2 and 3 going in. And then we're going to put it's another street access on this far right corner. Is that going to work? So they're going to come in here. They're going to go out there, turn right, and then they're going to come out this side. Lovely. Okay, all right. So they'll all come down. It'll be a nice little loop. With no loop-the-loops, it should work. This may be the best depot we have built yet, but we will see. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to connect this directly into the road. What I'm going to do is stick a little tail here and a little tail there, and we will build our, still using these sort of grey dirt track roads in this age, and we'll then build a curve out here which is going to connect into the town through that road, and then diagonally across there for the connection to the brick factory. And so we have that there, and we can then bring this out in a sort of a curve onto this main road. Not like that, please. Like that. So what I'm thinking is that vehicles will come in here. There's space for queuing without blocking this traffic. They'll come in here. They'll go to the right hand side to unload and offload down here, 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 here. They'll come down here on the exit, and off they go. That should mean they won't get blocked. And then to cap it all off, because we've now got the money, you know, why not? Oh, I can't do it. I wanted a little depot there, but I'd have to put a... Oh, that's annoying. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Forget that. Forget I said all of that. Okay, so we've got our cargo hub ready to go. We need to connect our bricks in, and we need to connect our Stockton on T's. Doing that. So what we will do, being as what I just said, is we'll just build a... Can I squeeze it? Oh, is that wrong? I'm going to squeeze a truck depot in there. That looks nice. And then I'm going to do a bit of painting, I think. I've not done any painting so far, but I like this kind of scree. Let's have a slightly smaller brush. For those of you who don't like paint, I don't normally do this kind of stuff, but I want to make this feel like an industrial complex. So I'm going to put in some scree down. Is scree the right one? Snow? Do I want snow? Tiles, grass, gravel. What have we got? Asphalt. That's what we want. Oh, it's, asphalt 4. Let's go darker. Yes, yes, it matches. Oh, this is it. This is an industrial site now. There shall be no greenery in this area. It will just be human-made surface. Okay, that's looking good. I think that's okay. I'll take it. Right, okay, distraction over. We'll get on to our new vehicles, our Daimler Motor Company, German engine and later automobile manufacturer. Beautiful. 19 miles an hour with a 5 capacity. 19 horsepower, sorry, a 60 mile an hour. We're going so fast, guys. We're up 4 mile an hour, which is a 33% increase in speed. And we have the same capacity, but that 33% increase in speed is going to make a big difference to the rate that we can get from this. So let's start with just the one guy. Let's do it. And you're going to go from here and you're going to drop off into Stockton, and you're going to be called our F we're using now. Stockton goods, Stockton town goods, in fact. Stockton, be pleased, behold, your new goods will be coming soon. So we have our little man riding. How do I go up? Here we go. Ah. It's a wonderful life being a driver of a little Daimler Motor Company engine. Look at this. It's got nothing on it as well. 16 mile an hour. Absolutely flying. His eyes will be popping out. So they will say in the newspapers when they see this arrive in Stockton Tees. Right, okay. Another distraction. Come on, focus. We're getting bricks. We need to get bricks. So what rate is he doing on that? So he can do 10 on his own. That's pretty good. But what we need to do is we need to get bricks from here now. And we can do that with another DMG CanStat. Let's do it. We'll go with 10. Which seems like customary. We're going to go for a new line. I'm going to go from here and you're going to go drop off my lovely stone. My lovely bricks, in fact. I'm going to call this Stockton bricks, and we get a nice red color. Do that. And actually, whilst we're here, while we were waiting for our stone to trickle through to our brick factories, I went through and renamed all of the lines with either F or P at the start, depending on if they're freight or passenger. And it means you can filter, like I've done here, between the different freight and passenger lines and see them or quite happily in the filter line, because the only filtering I've got at the moment is the vehicle type, and as we're only using road vehicles, that doesn't really help us at all. So doing this took way longer than I care to tell you, but I think it's going to be worth it as this play progresses. So we've got our line. What's our rate on this line? We're getting 23 from those 10 vehicles. It is a long way. They're having to do a bit of a detour here, which I think we can cut out with a nice road out to here. I might just go straight, in fact. Oh, look at that nice little S-bend. Okay, now we're talking. So that's going to increase that and hopefully reduce the traffic. Have we sorted out the terminals, however, for this? So terminals wise, yeah, that's looking okay. Look at these guys coming in. Woo! Consumers. Yeah, Stockton wants your bricks, guys. You need to get them in. Okay. None of you are loading up. Where are my bricks at? Guys, where are my bricks at? Surely. Are they waiting for the stone to come in to produce more? I don't know. Okay. So we have that. That's at 23. Now Stockton demands at the moment 73. Now I actually think when Stockton starts to grow, it's going to demand, with the bricks, it is going to demand more of that. I really feel like that's going to be the case. So our rate here of 10 is not going to cut it. But let's see some of the bricks make their way first to there. And hopefully we'll see this level up, actually, because if we have enough, we'll have to start transporting about 80. We need a rate of 80 at least to get that 80% and do that. So we are going to need some more vehicles on there, but I'm going to let that filter through before I spend all my money on the single line. And we'll go over to the other one, which is not yet have any demand connected to it, which is a Swanscombe and Green Hythe. Okay, Green Hythe, Swanscombe. Where do you need bricks? So in terms of consumers, there's Keynsham over here needs it, and the handy thing about Keynsham is when we take it over to Keynsham, we have this little depot here, which is taking it all into our central one. So if we drop off to Keynsham, and we might have to move this upper Keynsham, but if we drop off at Keynsham, we can do that, and it can go elsewhere in the network to anywhere else that also requires bricks, like up here in Market Bosworth. So I think that's going to be a good option for us. Keynsham has a demand of just 41 at the moment, and it is already getting some, so let's at least get that in there and start getting these bricks into the network. We are producing the full 100. So again, we're going to need to configure this. I want to add in another couple of platforms on here, just a simple one, and we want to go through. Now we're going to go through the town. I might make a little diversion around the side here. Maybe we need a waypoint to force it to stop swans from getting polluted with all of that, and then we'll come into this terminal here. So I'm going to configure this, and I'm going to give it a street access at the back, and we're going to take this out this way. What we'll do, it's nice when you have more money in this game because you can start to do more with your towns. So I'm going to go to here. I'm going to delete that and that. I'm going to bring this road in here with a bit of a curve, please. Thank you. We'll bring you out to here. You out to here. And we will... Oh, he's stuck. He's stuck. We trapped him. Oh, where's he going to go? Okay, okay. He needs a way out. You can go there. Ah, 4,000. Right, and then what we want to do is I want to go from there, turn right, and then we might just use this road. No, it's not the one. It's not the one. What we're going to do is we're going to come off here instead. And we're going to go blasting. This was my original intention, to go blasting along here. Up to there. And then from there, we're going to curve just a little bit. And we're going to have this sort of... What is this town called? Our Keynsham bypass. It shall be called the Keynsham bypass. So we'll just try and keep relatively flat and smooth. So this is like our first highway. And you know, we're not going fast here, but we do. This is going to be our first sort of highway, I think. And we could upgrade this later when that comes through. So I'm a bit happy with that. I'm going to let this vehicle go. Off you poodle. And then I'm going to get rid of this road that he's on. There we go. That looks better. So we've got our bypass, and that will bring that in there. And we may need a waypoint, so I'm going to buy the vehicles, create the line, and then we'll see what path they take. So we might need a bypass for Swanscombe as well, so let's build that quickly first. So we'll go off in this direction, yep, and we'll come around, and you'll just curve in to the line here. So hopefully that, no, that's not going to work, because they're going to want to need to go from there into this line here. Let's try straight. Look at that. Is there a massive embankment anywhere? I don't mind it too much. Yeah, that'll be fine. 340 grand. We can spend that kind of money now. Come on. Right, okay. I think we've got it. We've got a nice... Oh, it looks good. It's starting to look good. We'll tidy this up later. Don't worry. If you're into being super tidy, neat playthroughs, I'll sort it out. I promise. Right, okay. So, let's build this line. Come on. Alright, so we're going to build this line. We're going to use our fancy new vehicles. We're definitely going to need at least 10 to meet this demand. And we're going to go from here in Swanscombe, and we're going to go out to here. So yeah, as expected, we're going to go straight through the town. So what I'm going to need to build is our first waypoints, I think. So we're going to say we want you to come this way, and I want you to come out this way. It's like signaling with a railway line. I want to go in there and out there. So with our line that we have, let's have a look. Our line 1, we've not named it yet, but we'll manage the line. Right, so when you're coming from Swanscombe, I want you to come this way, which you do, but let's make doubly sure that we do that by adding a station in at this waypoint. And then the second waypoint is I want you to come here. So that's the route there. So then we go up a Keynsham, we're going to go back along to our waypoint here, Godoing, and we're going to go back along to this. Where was our other one? There we go. Waypoint 1, waypoint 2, waypoint 1, waypoint 2. That works. Okay. So everything looks hunky-dory at the moment. They're using the bypass. We've got a rate of 18. It's a pretty direct route. I'm not too worried that it's not the most direct going through the town. We should avoid some of the pollution that may or may not be affecting Keynsham. So, Keynsham, how are we doing? Requires 41. We can produce 100. And our shipment is now increasing and it wants to go on this line, which we haven't yet named. So we'll call this our Swanscombe bricks. And a nice bright red for bricks. And there we go, we've got some. Okay, we have the 10 vehicles on there. Don't know which direction they're going. They're all doing the thing where they head in the opposite direction that I want. I wish you could sort of grab them all and just say, look, go the other way. But I'll do it with a few. I'm not going to go crazy with it. Let's do half of them. Let's get this nice and spread out. So they'll go that way, they'll go that way, and slowly but surely we will get the 18 bricks through to our network. So, looking at our industries and our bricks, we are getting there. Look at Market Bosworth. It's got the shipment demand at 100. Transport is only 24. So, currently, where's the worst transport then? So, consumers wise, we're not getting anything to Stockton on Tees. I mean, that's a ridiculous thing to try and do that in a way. We are getting everything to Market Bosworth. Keynsham also is demanding all the way from there. I think that will reduce now because it's so far away and we've got the supply coming from through there. So I think the network is going to sort itself out. I'm not going to worry too much about that. So I'm going to consider bricks just about done. Just about done. We could increase the amount of vehicles on those lines, but I want to let this all settle through first. And we've got yeah, I want to see that all come through. We've got nothing delivered for that yet, but we've only just started. And the Harworth one has had nothing yet transported. It's a long trip. Nothing's going there. I could connect in Harworth and Burcoats initially as well, but I have to go through this mountain and I would need a tunnel. But I have a lot of money now. I could build a tunnel. And we could have a nice passenger line that uses that tunnel. You know, just going through, because I think going around this mountain, look at this road, is just utterly ridiculous. But we want to, you know, but we don't want Harworth to be isolated anymore. We don't want it to be isolated anymore. We want it to be a connected place. So I'm thinking that we could build this tunnel and connecting the bricks, because once this starts to produce, it will upgrade. We'll be able to increase the supply from this quarry, and then we'll be able to supply Harworth and Burcoats too. So, you know, I think we're going to do it. And what's our line rate from there to Stockton? It's only 33. So we're not going to remove all of these at the moment with the vehicles we have. So let's do this. So we will build a line across there. I'm going to build a depot. It's already set up with the 3. I think we're going to do it. Now, they're going to come in from the back end. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to stick with our classic, but we're going to come in one way and go out the other. So we'll configure this with street access out the back end. And this is where our tunnel is going to go. Now, our tunnel is not going to go direct because, yeah, you know, it's not going to go direct because it's, I don't want the passenger vehicles to have to go through the town. So what I'm thinking is, oh, they've already upgraded this road. Good on you, townspeople. So let's build the tunnel. We're going to go through. We're going to have a medium country road because why the devil not? We're going to go through here, and we're going to go as direct as we can to there. And wow, I thought I had enough money. Okay. Oh man, that is a lot. It's going to cost me nearly 6 million to build this tunnel. Is there a cheaper way? That is more expensive. That is So expensive. It went white. It went white. Now, the question is this the right decision? Is this the right decision at this moment in time? 5 million on this tunnel. It's not. It's just not worth the investment. Oh, I don't think I can do it. I don't want to be sat here with no money for ages. So we're just going to move on. We're just going to move on, folks. And let's see what else we're going to do. So we've done bricks. That was a nice, easy one. Bricks are easy. What should we move on to now? I'm thinking, let me just look at our refined oil. So refined oil, there's quite a few of them. And we only have 3 places that can produce fuel. And how many places can produce plastic? There are only 3 places that produce plastic. So what I'm thinking is we start to try and get fuel into our network. Fuel is simpler than goods. So that would be an easy one to do. We have 2 that we haven't yet touched. So stocks on T's, we have got which is around where we've been doing. So that's a good one to start. We've got a nice refinery here, and we've got a fuel refinery here. So we need crude oil. Supplies of crude oil. There are many supplies of crude oil. Nearby, though, there's another refinery out here, absolutely in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing here near Dawley. Dawley is just a forgotten town with a refinery that's not doing anything. Ooh, where do I get this oil from? Where are we? Is there anyone in Stockton or Dawley? I think this is going to be one where... Oh, it's going to be a difficult one. With the vehicles as slow as they are at this stage of the game, it's going to be hard. They're all here. Look at all these fuel refineries. This is a good one. This would be a good one. We've got at least 2 depots. Our 3rd one there. Oil wells that we could connect in. It's 2 for 1. Bring those in, and then they could come out to our fuel refinery. Oh, still a long way. Still a long way. Maybe this is not the one. Maybe this is the one. But again, oh, see, these are hard. These are hard because they're so far apart. And at this stage in the game, it's just taking ages to get across the map. And I know they're going at a blistering 16 mile an hour. Look at them. But it's just going to take so long to transport any goods on that line. So, what else have we got? What else can we do? Tools might be a good one. We've got Harworth and Burcoats where we've been hanging around there, and that could do with some tools. And it needs a plank factory. It needs a sawmill. Supplies of sawmill supplies nearby. There's one at Stockton-on-Tees. Where's that? Oh, that's there. That's still quite far away. There's one there. That's a good one. That's not too far. And there's a log camp there. And that's on our road towards the depot. So we could bring our tools into our cargo hub up here to be distributed around our network. And that would make a lot of sense. And we could also take some of the tools to Harworth without too much fuss. Without too much fuss. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to connect this tools one and try and cram our network full of tools. So let's have a go at that. So the first thing we're going to do is connect our logs in here. And we need a depot, 2 platforms so we can connect them in if we need them to. We need to actually build the road that's going to take us from there. And I think we might just go straight boing into there, and we'll connect in our there. And what I'm going to do is just build it slightly off the road. Let's rotate this a little bit so it's perpendicular ish. And then we'll build a connection. That'll do. So that should be connected to there. We can take that in. Come along here, take that in, come out and do that. There's a bit of space for queuing so we don't block this road. So we can do that, and then we've got to get our planks over to this tools factory. So first thing, let's build a road depot with, unless there's one nearby. Yup. Build a nice cheap one. Oh, 13. We'll take that and we'll connect in our vehicles, and these are going to be 10 of these, and they're going to go on our, oh, we need a new line, come on, new line, which is going to be our High Wycombe High Wycombe East logs. Let's give it a bit of a brown colour, and let's see what that rate looks like. So we've already got a rate of 54. Now we do need to get 2 in. The logs can produce 400, so we're going to need a whole lot of logs to get that done. Is there any more log camps nearby? So what we're going to have to do is we have to make sure that the vehicles on this line will use both the platforms. There you go. And now that you're using both those platforms, we're going to increase the number of vehicles. So 54, let's at least get this to 100. Or should we go for 2? Because if we go for 200, we'll be able to produce 100 planks. Yeah, let's do that. So what I'm thinking, there's a lot of vehicles going on. I've got the money to spend now, which is nice. I'm going to increase the size of this by a little bit. And we're going to have one side you're going to be able to use in Market Positive North. You're going to be able to drop off in 3 and 4. And when we pick up the tools, we're going to use 1 and 2. And they're going to go that way on that road. So I think we follow this road down to here, and then we're going to cut through the mountain, and hopefully this isn't ridiculous like the last one. I really hope this tunnel is less expensive. That's straight for some reason. Why are you going up? Okay. I don't know why the tunnel is that curving because of the gradient? Might be. So it's going to cost me 3. Oh dear. Let me just try not connecting to the road for a moment. Whoa, so expensive. Well, I take the shortest path across this mountain and get it for 3-4. Which is a scary investment. Yeah, I think that's okay though. So we're going to go there, come along here, cut across there, and join onto this road here. So this road's going to take a while to pay it back itself, but I think it'll be worth it just for the satisfaction of having more tools in our network. And when you take those tools down here, we can bring those tools back to Market Positive North, and then they can be taken on a separate line. And they can be taken to our depot here, our cargo stop here, and then trundled back to collect more of the planks. I think that is a good ratio. It's 1-to-1 planks to tools, I think. So that will work. It is 1-to-1. I think that's going to work. We're going to need a heck of a lot of vehicles though. Just look how many we've got on this line. Absolute carnage is going to ensue when they hit here. Luckily there's a lot of logs. They can use both lines. Oh dear, they're coming. I need to see what happens here. Before we do anything else, let's just make sure we don't get another disaster with the... Oh. So is this just going to take ages? Look how many there are. Wow. Okay, so they're using both platforms. Traffic's still flowing. You know, it doesn't look too bad actually. Yeah, I think they're going to spread out a bit as well. It looks like they're spreading out a bit. Bit of loading time is going to help with the spreading out of these vehicles, and we have a rate of 216. Yeah, we need to get these. We need to get these planks moving. Right, we've spent a lot of money. We've saved up some money as well for vehicles. So we're going to buy. How many can we buy? 10 is going to cost me 238,000. Oh no, we want this one. 400,000. So I can't quite yet buy 20. Or can I? I can do it. I'm going to buy 20. I have 1,000 vehicles now. I've only just noticed this. 1,000 vehicles is getting ridiculous. Oh, doing this with just road vehicles in 1892 is kind of crazy. And I think my laptop might explode soon. So we really need some new vehicles to come along that are faster with larger capacities, so I don't need so many vehicles. But for now, we will connect in. You're going to go. So you're going to take planks. You're going to move those planks on through our new fandangled tunnel. I don't have a road depot yet, so let's sort that out. I'm going to drop the depot in here. I'm going to drop the depot actually right next to the factory, and it has a connection there. And then I'm going to connect the road into that, just so we don't have any traffic on the road from there. And I'm going to go to our line manager now. And oh, where's it gone? Oh, FD. Was that one? It was that one, surely. Manage line. Market Bosworth North. You're going to come into our tools factory, and then you're going to go all the way back through Market Bosworth, which seems convoluted, but might make a shortcut. And we're going to drop off here. And I do want to make sure as well as we do that, that we don't start getting weird stuff going on. So I'm going to say, when you get to Market Bosworth North, I only want you to load, not unload. I'm going to load those. No, no, they're not going there at all. Market Bosworth North, I want you to load up, not that, we're going to load up planks. You're going to go with the planks to here, and Harworth and Burgoats. You're going to unload your planks, and you're going to load tools. You're going to come here with tools, and you're going to pick those up. You're not going to load anything, you're just going to unload the tools. I don't want to get logs coming from some random place at all. So just looking at this actually, while all these vehicles come chooting through from there, I'm actually thinking now, oh, we didn't set this line up at all properly. Let's do that. Right, okay. Market Bosworth North. I'm going to set you on, Terminal 2, and we want you to use 1 and 2, did we say? Yeah, so there's deconflict that there. And you're going to go there, do that, pick those up, then shoot all the way back and come back. Okay. So we need to rename this, and this is going to be our, well, what is we saying? Harworth? Is it a Harworth? What's the tools factory called? Yeah. So going to be our Harworth Tools. So once those planks start going, and they are already producing a heap, which is good to see. Their tools, they want to pick that up. Don't know where those vehicles are going. They're probably off on some random road. Yeah, of course they're going to the tools factory where there are currently no tools. Nice. Okay. Anyway, one thing I did notice, moving on swiftly while these sort themselves out, is it takes this route through Market Bosworth, which is really convoluted, and I would actually like to connect into a straighter route through there that doesn't pollute the town of Market Bosworth. So we're going to build another road, diversionary road, from here, I think. So say there, connect that in. Nope. Connect that in to does not want to play ball. Connect that in there, and we're going to go straight through to this little junction here, swerve around there and into the into there we go. This place is getting a little clogged up. Yeah. Just a lot of vehicles. Is it too many? What are you on? Oh, there's a lot of vehicles on this. So why don't we just say, just use them all. Just use them all, guys. And that one. Maybe that's going to help to unclog. Maybe the best thing to do is just say all lines can use all of them, because when you get these sort of crushes of vehicles together, they can start to divert. Yeah. It's only got a rate of 54. Yeah, they're not spaced out very well. Maybe I thought they would space out on their own, but it doesn't seem to always happen, and you seem to get these mad traffic jams. So Harworth Tools is doing well. Unfortunately, we've got a load of vehicles with nothing to collect, of course. And of course, they're going to be going to Market Bosworth West, way out here, and doing that. So that's kind of irritating. But what we might do, are they all doing that? They are. There's a load of them waiting to go to the transfer. Right. So that line is going to work though. We have planks being produced. 135. Wow. That line must be heaving. What's our rate on here? 297. It's increased massively. We're up to 300. Okay, it's a busy line. These little wagons are tooting along. Nice. So we are producing now 148, nearly 300 as you'd expect. That is enough to level this one up. Wow. Okay, okay. That is good. That is good. So shipment wise, how much does the tools factory demand? It demands 100 at the moment, and our line rate currently is 24. So we need a lot more vehicles on the line to deliver those tools. Now, consumers, I don't know that we know. It should come through. We could also connect Harworth and Burcoats over here, which would help us get the transport and level up this one there. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll have a nice little triangle going here. Turn left, come down here. I think we might actually delete this little weird curve, and we'll just connect that straight in. Nice and smooth, and we'll come down here towards Harworth. So when we get through this little valley, we get to here, turn right, although we could go straight through there. No, I think that's going to be okay. And then we're going to get to Harworth out here where we built that truck depot already. So I think if we're swinging out to this side anyway, but the depot's on that side. So I think what we might have to do is come down here. We'll be next to the ore line. That might be useful in the future. We're going to go cut across here, and we're going to build a bridge. Now, ordinarily I'd be worried about clearances, but being as we are not using boats, I'm not going to worry too much about the height of this bridge. Now, looking at it, we've got some sandy banks. Maybe we should go a bit more direct across the bridge. Don't want to go too direct because I want to be able to cut around. Oh, that looks silly. It's too long. That's better. Oh, that was meant to be it. Oh no, it's too long. Never mind. Never mind. We've built it now. Right. We're going to come out to this road here, and then we're going to come to the we're going to come to the back of here. It was my original idea. You know, I have a plan. I actually, you know, this isn't just the madness of a former railway engineer. Ooh, okay. Curve around there into there. So that is all we need. It's quite a hill. I actually think this curve here will help the vehicles get around. So we can now And we don't have any... Where's our nearest vehicle stop? Might have to have another one. Have another one here. There. Another one there, and we're going to connect in our guys. And I'm going to start with just start with 2. I don't want to spend loads because it's going to take ages to get our planks from that loop. And then we can drop in here. I'm pretty sure that will cover it. And this is going to be called our Harworth Tools. And we'll give it the color, the tool color. Why not? But actually, I think that's wrong. We don't want the Stanley Road. I think what we actually want is we want here. And remove Stanley Road. So it's going to drop, the vehicles are going to drop there. Then this one also, Harworth Goods. I'm going to get you, I'm going to change you. I'm going to add in this station here. But just before I do that, I want to connect in just the one vehicle. To go from the out of town depot to the inner town drop off. And we're going to call this our F Harworth Town Goods. And then that means that the Stanley Road goods line I can take off there, and so they're going to come in, they're going to drop to here, avoiding the town, and then the little goods vehicle is going to chunter in and shuttle all the goods from there, and that is going to work really nicely, I hope. So our tools factory has not yet received anything. Our logs are our planks are piling up on here. We're not yet carrying anything because I think all our vehicles are off somewhere else. So what I think I'm going to do, being as the line only has a rate currently of 24, is I'm going to manage the vehicles. I'm going to duplicate them all. 57, 85. I'm going to go one more time. 114, and probably overdone it with a handful of these. So let's get some money back. 109. Let's do 4. Oh, 104. We'll leave it at 104. So we should be able to take at least 100, which is all that the tools factory is currently demanding. So until that tools factory has leveled up, there's no point in doing any more of that anyway. So all of those many vehicles are going along. They're heading to Market Bosworth North, which please tell me is this one. Yes. Okay, they are going to do it. So while that is being done, let us look for another tools factory. So we've got that tools factory. Keynsham has a tools factory. Look at this, already connected in near to our bypass. Keynsham requires tools, so we just need to find somewhere that's going to take planks. So we've got planks here being brought back there, tools there. We need logs in this area to connect this one here. We have logs up here. Near to our... Okay, so what I'm thinking with this one is we've got a... Which is this one? Berkhamsted Logs. That's going that way. We've got a log camp, a forest here, which is fairly close to our central cargo hub. And we've also got one here in our cargo hub. They can be dropped off and brought down to Keynsham, to our depot here, which I'm definitely going to have to make bigger. Keynsham seems to be growing towards it. I think I put this out of town before, and it's definitely growing. So that Keynsham goods line is going to bring us our logs down. The logs are going to make our way here on this line and be dropped off here. Then they're going to take back tools from here, because the tools are going to be, oh no. Then they're going to take the planks here, drop them back off at the depot. So a nice little loop from there to there to there to there. We'll get them to avoid the town, and then the connection in the town. Do we have a connection in the town? I suppose that's already connected in. Right, we'll do that for now. So let's set up this loop anyway, because I think it's a fairly simple one to do. Got a road depot here. We need to get, first of all, we need to work backwards, because otherwise there's nothing going to come from there. So we need at least one vehicle on this line, and that will connect our demand together. So we are going to do, what did we say? We're going to go from here with logs. Nice brown already. We're going to go from there with logs, and we're going to come to, let's call this our F Keynsham Tools. And we need to add in a depot here, don't we? So we're going to get logs there. Logs are going to be brought to here, where we have a nice, let's bring this off the track a bit. Let's go straight in. I think we go straight in. Look at that. We're going to go in there and drop that in. And they are going to drop off the logs, pick up planks, and take the planks to our tools factory, which is here, which also needs a depot. So what we'll do is we'll stick that in a bit high off the ground if we do it there. I think what we'll do, so we're going to come in one side and go out the other. So I think what we might do is just rotate this a bit so it's adjacent to the road, and bring this one into here, and then we will configure this to have a second access here, and we'll connect in our road on this side like so. So we have the depots now. We need to go back to our line, which we started but did not finish. It was our F Keynsham Tools. Manage the line, add a station. Okay, so we went there to pick up logs. We came here to drop off the logs, pick up planks. We came along there to do that and drop that off. And again, I don't want to get any logs from anywhere else really. So when you go to Upper Keynsham, I want you to load logs, unload tools. I don't want to bring planks from elsewhere. That's my thinking at the moment. Because if I leave them to it, they'll start picking up planks from all over the shop and mess things up. So I'm going to need to make this bigger because we've already got lots going on. So we can put cargo platforms on this side and on this side and on this side, and then we'll just space them out at the moment, all on separate ones at the moment, which is good. Okay, so how are we looking for that? Oh yeah, what do we think? I think we need to cut into our straight through the trees, cut into that route. I'm thinking with this, I don't want to go through the town again, so I'm going to need another waypoint. So let's stick that there and there. And again, manage the line. So once you've left Keynsham Central, you head into Upper Keynsham to add a station to go that way. And then when you've left Upper Keynsham and you're heading back, that waypoint's in the wrong way. Where's that waypoint? Oh, we can go along this straight road here, so we can actually use a waypoint we've already made, I think. So from Upper Keynsham, you're going to go through here. So how does that look? They're going to go through there. Oh, yeah, cutting across there. Around here. Oh, why are we doing this? So from Keynsham Central towards Upper Keynsham, I want you to use this waypoint as well. I think that was the right way. That one and then that one. And then when it's coming out, it's going out this way through the town. Pop another one in. Leaving Upper Keynsham, the first thing you want to do is you want to go to this waypoint here, my friends. That's going to force you back onto the bypass. So who's this red guy going in? Swanscombe Bricks, of course it would be you. Upper Keynsham, first place you go in is this waypoint. You are not going through the town. Oh, they're all going through the town. How irritating. Who was the, oh, this, look at the lines. Who have we got? Who's this green fella? Oh, it's a passenger line. That's fine. I don't mind that. Okay, that'll do. All right, so we are making some good progress. I feel a lot better about the progress we have made on this episode. I feel less lost, everyone. I feel less lost. If you like this series, please give us a like and a subscribe. And anything you think I should be doing differently to get to 1 billion faster and more efficiently, then do let me know in the comments. Join me in the next episode where we'll pick some more industries and connect them into our network and make some more money. I'm the Tycoon engineer. Enjoy your time, your evening, wherever you are. See you in the next episode.